A notice posted on a school bulletin board offering teached airfares to Europe on a specially chartered plane. Sound tempting, don't they? This is such stuff as dreams are made on. Only when they wake up, the people who take advantage of these tempting offers will find that they've been tricked or defrauded out of their hard-earned money by get-rich-quick schemers and profiteers. But he seemed like such a nice young man. The growth and success of our country has depended upon the aggressiveness and imagination of the people and companies that supply us, the consumers, with all we want. Part of this success is due to the trust we as consumers have in these companies and in the organizations that sell their products. And this trust is well-founded. The vast majority of the millions of people who sell to us are honest, reputable, service-minded citizens. But the increasing complexity of today's society and the technological advancements being made daily place the burden of this trust not on the seller, but on the buyer. There are so many new products being introduced each year, so many that are new and improved, so much that is better than ever before and more complicated than ever before, that the buyer is in a position of having to take the word of the seller as to the comparative merits of the products being purchased. But because we are a trusting people, there are those who want to take advantage of us and would abuse this trust by trying to cheat us. These are the people who sell by dubious methods, promise more than they give, charge more than an article is worth. In short, the people who trust and then betray it. Now, no one would knowingly allow himself to be taken in by someone like this, but unfortunately, we can find them where we least suspect them. We are all potential victims of the fine art of fraud. Attorney General Louis J. Lefkowitz established the Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection in the New York State Department of Law in 1957. The first such agency in the country, the Bureau, in its offices throughout the state, every year, handles more than 100,000 complaints from consumers who claim that they have been cheated in an endless chain of schemes ranging from crooked door-to-door salesmen to phony bait advertisements. More than $1 million has been recovered by the Bureau in a single year for the victims of these fraudulent schemes. Attorney General Lefkowitz describes the workings of the Bureau this way.
The Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection has assistant attorneys general and investigators who interview the consumers who file complaints and seek our help. Sometimes a simple phone call by the Bureau clears up what was an honest misunderstanding between the parties. However, in some cases, it is necessary to call in a dealer or company representative to hear both sides of the story. If it is determined that the consumer has been victimized by some misleading or fraudulent scheme, we try to arrange for the return of the merchandise and a cash refund or to have the sales contract canceled. In any we find that a large number of consumers have been victimized by the same dealer, the Bureau starts legal proceedings and obtains an order restraining that particular firm or dealer from engaging in fraudulent or unfair practices. Where the fraudulent practices follow a persistent scheme, we have asked the court to put her out of business. From the complaints reviewed by the Bureau and our investigations, we have learned that the victims of consumer fraud cannot be classified in any one occupational, geographical, or economic group. They have been doctors, lawyers, housewives, and students. In fact, men and women in every profession and industry. All of them made one common mistake. They were quick to believe the rosy picture painted by the salesman. They did not take the time to ask questions and investigate. In most cases, any consumer can avoid needless loss of money by these simple rules of caution. First, always try to deal with reputable dealers and companies in your own community. They have spent years building a reputation of fair dealings with their customers. For them, fair play is good business. They know that the customer who is satisfied today will return tomorrow. Second, check the reputation of an unknown firm or salesman with your Better Business Bureau, Chamber of Commerce, or the Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection of my office, the one nearest to your home. Third, read a sales contract carefully and be certain that you understand its terms and that all spaces are filled in. And fourth, be wary of bargains that seem too good to be true. They always are.
But the Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection can't do it all. The best defense against these shady operators is an alert and aware public. How can you spot them? It's not easy. You see, these people aren't the obvious criminal type. They make a fine art of deceiving you. They seem so trustworthy, so nice. But that's their business. And things aren't always what they seem.
He seemed so nice. He said he was working on his master's degree in business and was selling part-time to put himself through school. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have listened for a minute, but he caught both me and my husband off guard. We just moved into our new house, new for us, and he seemed so sincere. Yes?
Mrs. Smith? I'm Harold Jones. I represent the Ajax Advertising Agency. You and your husband, as new homeowners, have been selected to participate in a unique advertising program that'll help you make some money right in your own home.
Well, what kind of advertising program?
Well,
let me get my husband on.
I don't think I've ever heard of your company before.
Well, that's quite possible, sir. You see, we're really selling a new idea as well as a new product. We're not selling a vacuum cleaner with a few simple attachments. Ours is a complete home cleaning system. It'll clean just about everything you've got in the house. Rugs, floor, dust, mops. You can even use it for washing the car.
Look, Mr. Jones, I don't want to take up any more of your time, and we really don't want...
You're not wasting my time, Mr. Smith. And I can understand you're not wanting to buy a vacuum cleaner right now. But my company, because this is a new product, and because we'd like to get this product in use before the consumer, is prepared to offer you an unprecedented opportunity to make some money with our home cleaner.
How?
Simply by buying one and using it in your own home. We're so convinced of the future market for this product that we want to share our success with our first few customers.
Look, I don't understand this. How are we going to make money off this thing?
Like this. We believe that the best advertising is word-of-mouth advertising. Now, if you have one of our cleaning systems installed in your home and merely recommend it to one of your friends or neighbors, and he ends up buying one himself, my company will pay you $50 for that sale and any other sales resulting from that or any referrals. You see, it could be an endless chain of commissions.
That seems too good to be true.
It does a little, doesn't it? But let me assure you that it is true. Now, I've explained the system to you, and you agree it is amazing.
Yes.
And sir, you're enough of a businessman to recognize a good opportunity when you see one. Let me sign you up now. I could have a system installed beginning next week.
Well, I'd like to think about it for a while. That's quite a lot of money you're asking, and I don't know, really.
Well, look, Mr. Smith, I'll be honest with you. This particular offer is only applicable for first-in-the-neighborhood sales. You really can't afford to turn down an opportunity to make a little money for doing nothing, now can you? But I don't want to pressure you either. Why don't you sign this agreement?
No,
Excuse me, sir, but all this does is permit you to be the first in the neighborhood to take advantage of our money-making referral plan. Actually, it limits me from selling any of these systems in this area on this basis until you decide to take one. Well, now, that's pretty fair, you must admit.
Honey, that can't do any harm.
No, I guess not, but...
Oh, it's later than I thought. I have an appointment with our company sales manager across town in 15 minutes. Look, why don't you sign this agreement while you still have the opportunity? If you turn it down, I'm just going to have to offer it to someone else.
And I signed it, without reading it. And then I discovered a few days later that I had actually signed a binding purchase contract.
But that's not the worst of it. Those commissions that were supposed to keep pouring in, not one sale.
I went into this thing because I thought I could make some money. Not to buy an expensive home cleaner system that I couldn't afford in the first place. On top of everything, they charged me twice the actual retail price of the cleaning system. It seemed like I was getting something for nothing. And all I really got was taken.
One day I found this ad stuck in the door. New tires, top quality, low prices. I figured that my car would be needing tires in a few thousand miles, so why not buy them now to save and put them on when I really needed them? It seemed like a pretty good deal to me. So I went out to the address of this tire dealer that was listed on the flyer.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes. I'd like to see the tires you have on sale.
Well, they're all for sale, sir.
Oh, no. I mean the ones you have on special price in this ad here.
Oh, those.
What do you mean, oh, those?
Oh, you don't want to buy those tires for your car?
Why not?
Those tires aren't very good. Now, you need a better quality, a more expensive tire for your car.
Well, what's wrong with these tires in this ad here?
Well, nothing's really wrong with them. They just aren't our top grade. No, these are for kids with jalopies. You know, people who don't want to or can't afford to spend the right kind of money for new ones.
Yeah, but this ad says top grade.
Okay, I'll see what we got. What do you need, 814?
Yeah.
All right, I'll check, but I can tell you right now we haven't got any. Nope, all gone.
Oh, gone. What do you mean?
Now listen, mister, take my word for it. Here. I'll give you a set of tires that are going to last you. They'll be safe, and I'll have a guarantee on them.
Yeah, how much?
Well, that size, white sidewall?
Yeah.
Oh, I say $37.
$37 a pair?
Oh, no, each.
Each? Yeah. What about this ad here? Low prices. $23.95 a pair. Top grades, all sizes.
Look, I told you. These aren't as good. If they don't come with a guarantee, I wouldn't want to sell them to you. Besides, we're all out of the size you want. I'll tell you what. Here. I'll make it $35 for these others.
Is that the top grade tire you make?
Yep.
What about this ad? Top grades.
Well, actually, these are a little under top grade.
And you're all out of these tires that you advertised.
I'm afraid so.
Well, look, can you order me some of these?
No. That was a special shipment, and it would take too long to get them.
Well, I don't need them right now. I can wait.
No, I don't think so. Look at that. Those tires look pretty slick to me already. Now, you need some new ones now, I think.
No, not at that price, I don't. Now, this ad was nothing but a lousy trick to get me out here so you could sell me something else.
Now, just a minute, mister. You cool down. We just don't happen to have what you want. We're out of luck this time. You want something we got, I'll make a deal for you.
I bet you would. Forget it.
Suit yourself.
I was mad. Really mad. I felt duped. Cheated, really. So I did some checking around. I found out this same sort of thing had happened to other people. Only some of them had gotten literally high-pressured into buying more expensive tires than they had intended after being lured into the place by the bait of a phony ad. So I called the Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection of Attorney General Lefkowitz's office. Now, they investigate cases of this kind. They can obtain a court order that will stop that tire dealer from using bait advertising anymore. If he violates that order, he can be stopped from doing business in this state. It still makes me mad to think about it.
Helen and I had planned on this trip for 2 years, saved for it, Even work during Christmas vacation to have enough money to do all the things we wanted to do and see all we could. We had just about decided on the tour we wanted, the airline, everything, when we heard about this tour promoter who could get us over there and back much cheaper. Well, it seemed too good to pass up, so we went to see him. The only thing with a regular airline, you can leave any time you want to.
Yes. But why spend all that extra money to go on a regular flight when you can go on our charter flight with us for considerably less?
Well, we've never even heard of the airline. Is it a good aeroplane? I mean, is it safe and well-maintained and all of that?
Absolutely. If anything, this charter service, because it is new and small, spends a lot more time servicing its aircraft than a lot of those airlines with a whole fleet of them.
We would be saving a lot more money, wouldn't we?
Enough to spend 4 or 5 more days in Europe, enjoying yourselves. Cigarette?
No, thank you. Well, could we leave in order to make the land tour that we want? Otherwise...
Absolutely. You might have a day or 2 layover in London or Paris on that end of the tour, waiting for the next scheduled charter departure. But you could plan that right into the ground tour arrangements that you want.
Well, that's fine. I'm all for it. What do you say, Howard? Me too. It sounds wonderful to me. What do we do?
Well, first you give me a deposit, then you sign these contracts, and then within 2 weeks of the flight you send me the balance. Pen?
Oh, thank you. How much of a deposit do we make now?
Half the fare.
Then do you send us information concerning the actual time of flight and all?
Right. I'll let you know where to meet the charter group and when, what airport you'll be taking off from, all those necessary arrangements.
Oh, this is wonderful. I'm glad we got in touch with you. If we hadn't seen your notice on the bulletin board, think of the money we wouldn't have saved.
Ah, thank you. You ladies are going to have a marvelous time, I'm sure.
I know we will. Do you ever go over on these trips?
No, worse luck. I just stay here and book them. You know, sort of like always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
I know that feeling, too. Always a bridesmaid, huh? There never even was a wedding. After we sent in the rest of our money, we received a notice that the company had gone out of business. We found out later they didn't even have any planes. And when we tried to get our money back, the contract we'd signed made no provision for a refund in the event of cancellation. Our vacation was ruined. Fortunately, the Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection was able to get most of our money back. If we had taken the time to ask around, we never would have lost our money.
So things aren't always what they seem. But that's how these people operate. Very slick, very sincere. They play upon every human emotion and make it work for them. But they can be stopped by you. How? By being aware and careful. Take a little time to investigate. Don't be in such a hurry to throw your money away. Remember our friends. Don't sign anything without reading it. Don't let bait ads trap you into buying something you really don't want. Only deal with reputable, established firms. Don't be taken in by phony bargains. Take a little time to investigate. Don't be pressured into buying until you know you'll get what you're paying for. And if you find that you have been defrauded or cheated, don't be ashamed to admit it. It could happen to anyone. In fact, it is happening all over. Since Attorney General Lefkowitz established the first Bureau of Consumer Frauds and Protection in New York, more than a score of other states have set up similar agencies, all to help put an end to the fine art of fraud.